Hello everyone, welcome to our newspaper presentation. The title, Austerity Drive, Government to Defer, Cancel New Project, says MUSTAPA. Before we proceed further, this is our group member. The first one, we have Syakir, Iman bin Muhammad SAIFUL BAHRI. The next one, we have NIZAMUDIN bin WAZIR. The third one, we have HAKIME bin OTHMAN. The last one, we have NAIM, SYAHMI bin NAJIUB. And this is our newspaper. It's referred from the start.
Assalamualaikum and good morning to Madam and my fellow classmates. My name is HAKIME bin OTHMAN and I'm from Group 6 together with Syakir Iman bin Muhammad SAIFUL BAHRI, NIZAMUDIN bin Muhammad WAZIR and NAIM SYAHMI bin Muhammad NAJIUB. Our presentation is from a newspaper with a title, Austerity Drive, Government to Defer, Cancel New Projects, says MUSTAPA. I will be starting my presentation with an introduction. Under the leadership of the Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Economy, Datuk Seri Mustafa Mohamad, the Malaysian government has initiated a deliberate austerity push in response to economic uncertainties and the need to navigate through difficult budgetary landscapes. This important project, which is best summarized by the title Austerity Drive, Government to Defer, Cancel New Projects, says MUSTAPA, highlights the government resolve to handle public spending responsibility. The decision to implement such stringent measures emanates from a directive articulate in the Malaysia Treasury Circular Guidelines on Public Expenditure Savings. This directive issued to ministries, department, agencies, federal statutory bodies and companies limited by guarantee (CLBG) acts as a comprehensive guide for internal austerity measures with an emphasis on optimizing expenditure. Leading the charge in this budgetary recalibration is Minister Mustafa Mohamad, who has had in-depth conversation about the financial standing of numerous projects with important organizations, including Public Works Department, PWD, and the Implementation of Coordination Unit, ICU. The main goal of this project is to postpone or cancel unfinished projects in order to free up funds for public welfare and related initiatives to support the country's economic recovery. The current situation is important not only for Malaysia's economy, but it is also important for the general welfare of its residents, as the government tries to strike a careful balance between budgetary conservatism and the necessity to meet its citizen urgent demand. Next, we will delve into the effects of this topic towards Malaysia.
Alright, thank you Hakimi for the introduction part. So, I will continue for the first effect, which is the social effect of deferring or cancelling new project. Some of the possible social effects of deferring or cancelling new project include: first, delay or prevented access to essential service. New projects are often designed to provide essential service to the public, such as new roads, schools, a hospital, and other public infrastructure. Deferring or cancelling this project can delay or prevent people from accessing this essential service. Next is increase inequality. New projects such as affordable housing project can help reduce inequality in society by providing access to essential service and opportunity for people from all socio-economic background. And the third one is reduce social cohesion. New project can help to build a social cohesion by bringing people together and providing opportunity for them to interact and collaborate. Deferring or cancelling this project can reduce social cohesion and lead to the increase of social isolation. The last one is reduce public trust in the government. Deferring or cancelling new project can be a sign of a government incompetence or a lack of commitment to the public good. This can erode public trust in government and make it more difficult for the government to implement this policy and program. It is important to note that the social effect of deferring or cancelling new project can be positive, can be both either positive or negative. For example, deferring a new road project could reduce air pollution and noise pollution in the area. Similarly, cancelling a new school project could free up resources to be used on other priorities, such as improving the school of the education, improving the quality of education at existing school. Ultimately, the decision of the whether to defer or cancel a new project should be made on a case-by-case basis, taking into account all of the potential economy, social and environmental effect. Yes. Alright, thank you. I think that's all from me. I pass to the Nick for the country effect. So here we go, NAIM. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is NAIM and I would like to continue our next part, which is country's effect. Cancelling a project can have both positive and negative effects on a country, depending on various factors such as the nature of the project, the reasons for cancellation, and the economic and social context. Here are some potential effects of cancelling a project for a country. For the positive effects, there is cost savings, which means if a project is cancelled because it is too expensive or financially unsustainable, it can save the country a significant amount of money, preventing wasteful spending and potential debt. Other is resource reallocation. Based on my findings, the resources, including funds and manpower, that were allocated to the cancelled project can be redirected to more critical and productive endeavours, which can lead to better outcomes for the country. Next, I would like to point out negative effect, which the first one is reputation damage. Cancelling high-profile projects may harm a country's reputation, especially if it is perceived as a sign of instability or indecision. This can deter foreign investment and partnerships. Second is legal and financial consequences. Depending on the contract and legal obligations associated with the project, cancellation may lead to financial penalties or lawsuits, which can be costly for the country. Therefore, the effects of cancelling a project for a country are multifaceted and depend on the specific circumstances surrounding the project as well as the decision made in response to its cancellation. It's essential for governments and decision makers to carefully weigh the pros and cons of project cancellation and consider its broader impact on the country's economy, society, and reputation.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Iman. Now I will tell you about the political effect that could happen if Dato' Mustafa cancel or postpone the project. The first thing that can happen is political debate and accountability. Such a decision often becomes a focal point in the political debate, both in the government and among the public. It can lead to discussion about the government priorities, fiscal responsibility, and economic strategy. This can also bring to a greater demand for transparency and accountability from the government as stakeholders, including the public and opposition parties, seek to understand the reason behind the decision. For the second point, the impact on the public trust and the government legitimacy. The decision to cancel or postpone the project can affect public trust in the government. If the public perceive this action as necessary for economic stability and fiscal responsibility, it could increase trust in the government. However, if these actions are seen as detrimental to public welfare or breaking election promise, they could lead to a decrease in trust and perception of government illegitimacy. The third point is policy shift and prioritization. The move signifies a shift in policy and prioritization. It indicates that the government is focusing on reducing expenditure and balancing the budget, which could be a response to economic challenge. This shift may lead to change in other areas of policy such as social welfare, infrastructure development, and public service. For the second point, implication for political stability. Such a decision can have implication for political stability. If the decision to defer or cancel project leads to a significant public dissatisfaction or unrest, it could destabilize the current political environment. However, if managed well, it could also stabilize the political situation by demonstrating responsibility governance. For the last point that I will tell you is the fact of on future election and political landscape. The decision and its outcome can influence future election. If the public perceive the austerity measure as successfully and necessary, it might favor the incumbent government in future election. However, again, if the measure are seen as harmful or mismanaged, it could lead to a loss of support for the ruling party and a change in the political landscape. So, in conclusion, the political effect of deferring or cancelling new projects as part of an austerity drive are diverse and complex. They touch upon various aspects of political life, including public discourse, government legitimacy, policy prioritization, political stability, and electoral outcome. That's all from me. Now I'll pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Finally, in conclusion, the Malaysian government's resolute execution of an austerity campaign by Minister Datuk Seri MUSTAPA Mohamad demonstrate the dedication to sound fiscal control in the face of economic difficulties. There are a few significant implications for Malaysia's economy when major projects are postponed or cancelled, especially given the country's current financial constraint. While the immediate effects involve the redirection of funds towards public welfare and economic recovery, the sustainability of these measures becomes paramount. The careful evaluation of project status as evidence in discussion with key entities highlights government nuanced approach to optimizing expenditure. However, this success of initiative hinges on striking a delicate equilibrium between fiscal discipline and the imperative to spur economic growth. It is hoped that by following this road, the fiscal changes would change Malaysia and be able to navigate not just through the current economic difficulties, but also set the foundation of a resilient and adaptable economy for the future. These decisions will surely have major impact on a variety of sectors, influencing both the course of Malaysia's recovery and the welfare of its people in the wake of austerity. Today's careful handling of public monies serves as the foundation for tomorrow's prosperous and sustainable development of the country.